Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I will be presenting a case study on sustainable agricultural tourism in the Kunisaki Peninsula located in Oita Prefecture, Japan. This region is renowned for its green tourism initiatives and agricultural tourism in particular that blend cultural and natural resources, including agriculture, forestry, and fishery, helping to revitalize rural areas and develop local economy and tourism sustainably. The Kunisaki Peninsula is a prime example of how tourism can support both economic growth and environmental conservation. This is an overview of what we will be covering today. We will start with a discussion of the key series of sustainable agricultural tourism. This is followed by an introduction to the Kunisaki Peninsula. We will explore the region's designation as a global important agricultural heritage system, GIAHS, its attractions, and its ecotourism businesses. We will also analyze tourism statistics, geography, and practices, and conclude with a SWOT analysis and recommendations for sustainable tourism. At the end of this session, participants will be able to analyze the tourism potential of agricultural heritage landscapes, particularly how they contribute to regional revitalization. You will gain insights into Kunisaki's cultural and natural attractions and be able to apply sustainable tourism concepts and strategies to other rural regions. We will also evaluate Kunisaki's tourism development using the SWOT analysis framework to understand its strengths and challenges, opportunities and threats. To ground our discussion, let's briefly review some core series of sustainable tourism. Ecotourism focuses on responsible tourism that benefits both the environment and local communities. Agricultural tourism, a central theme here, revolves around agricultural activities and allows visitors to engage with rural life and farming operations, which is a sub-branch of ecotourism. We will also consider how tourism aligns with the Sustainable Tourism Goals, which is developed by the UN to set up for the whole world to achieve, emphasizing environmental sustainability and economic equality. Agroecology is a relatively new word. The emergence of agroecology as a discipline enjoys its rephrase since the 1970s: expansion, consolidation, and emergence of new dimensions. It is an approach that combines ecological principles with agriculture to promote sustainable farming practices. This discipline focuses on biodiversity, natural resources conservation, and the importance of traditional knowledge. Kunisaki is a living example of how agroecological principles are applied in real-world settings, enhancing both farming sustainably and tourism appeals. Agroecology has three facets. These are a scientific discipline involving the holistic study of agro-ecosystems, including human and environmental elements. It is also a set of principles and practices to enhance the resilience and ecological, socio-economic, and cultural sustainability of farming systems. A movement seeking a new way of considering agriculture and its relationship with society. Examples including Cuba's national agroecological movement, India's zero-budget natural farming. In definition, agri-tourism, or more specifically agricultural heritage tourism, is based on experiencing the landscape and local culture. In this sense, the attractions are much more diffuse in nature than conventional tourist attractions, like monuments or historical ruins. Connected to agricultural tourism is GIAHS, means the globally important agricultural heritage systems. This was launched by the FAO of the United Nations in 2002 to preserve traditional agricultural systems worldwide. GIAHS sites are based on some typical agricultural systems, which are rice-based, maize, and other root crop-based, taro-based, nomadic and semi-nomadic pastoral systems, irrigation soil water management based, complex multi-layered home gardens, and hunting gathering system. There are two central themes of the GIAHS initiative. These are the locally adapted agricultural techniques and the profound relationship of local agricultural communities with nature. The focus of the GIAHS program is the dynamic conservation and adaptive management of traditional agricultural systems that sustain livelihoods, promote food security, protect unique and vulnerable landscapes, and reserve traditional knowledge and cultural heritage of local farming communities. While UNESCO World Heritage Sites are registered and protected as real estate, GIAHS recognize traditional agricultural systems that should be passed on to future generations and aim to preserve and sustainably use them. In the initiatives starting until 2020, it has designated about 59 sites from 22 countries across the globe as of March 2020, and most of them are concentrated in the Middle East, North Africa, and Southeast Asia. GIAHS focuses on several key principles, including ensuring food and livelihood security for local community, conserving biodiversity, and preserving traditional knowledge and culture. So there are 6 key principles that are encapsulated in GIAHS. These are food and livelihood security, agro-biodiversity conservation, traditional knowledge and innovation, cultural and social values, resilient landscape and seascapes, and dynamic conservation. These are some examples around the world of GIAHS, including Ifugao Rice Terrace in the Philippines, Honghe Han Rice Terrace System in China, Upland Grow Forestry System in northern Tanzania, and Noto Satoyama System in Japan, and many more. Another packs of key examples. These systems use indigenous technology and multiple products, a unique way to use available land water resources, such as the rice fish co-production in China. These systems also have significant biodiversity and genetic benefits. They also act as natural tourism resources and benefits the conservation and rejuvenation of the natural habitat in these areas. GIAHS sites are selected based on criteria such as food and livelihood security, biodiversity, traditional knowledge, and landscapes. Kunisaki stands out for its locally adapted farming techniques and its strong relationship between local communities and nature. The integration of tourism and conservation in this region offers a unique model for sustainable tourism development. Dynamic conservation, to elaborate a little bit, is GIAHS's initiative, meaning not to freeze agricultural systems in time, but instead stimulate dynamic conservation, emphasizing balance between conservation and socio-economic development. It connects farmers and local communities using policy makers, civil society, and academic to people around the world and all tourists. Action plan for dynamic conservation, including research for factors threatening sustainability, workshop seminars to enhance awareness of the significance of a GIAHS site, regulations to restrict unsuitable development plans in the GIAHS site, and policies to promote environmental-friendly agriculture and conservation, as well as a payment scheme for eco-service and encouragement for cultural activities and local tourism. Introduction to Kunisaki Peninsula. The Kunisaki Peninsula is located in northern Oita Prefecture, overlooking the Seto Island Sea. It is a rugged volcanic landscape that offers diverse ecotourism experiences. Its key attractions include the Yusa Shrine, Futagoji Temple, and Staki mushroom farms. Despite its natural beauty, the region faces challenges like rural depopulation, which we will address later. So, sustainability goals within this site include integrating tourism with environmental conservation and local culture. The key geographic features are listed here. The particular attention could be drawn to volcano orange with mountain Futago at 720 meters and the forest landscapes. Transportation is quite easy. It's accessible via Oita Airport with flights from major cities like Tokyo, Osaka. The climate temperature is quite humid and relatively warm. It has 180,572 people in 2020, among which 14,842 people are engaged in agriculture, forestry, and fishery livelihood sources, and some manufacturing industries. In terms of the location, it's situated in the northern ridges of Oita. Overlooking the scenic Seto Island Sea lies the hidden gem of this peninsula. Remarkably, despite its discreet charm, accessing this region is surprisingly very convenient, particularly for travelers opting for domestic air transport, by sea, by ship, by air, and by train. This is a very accessible region and encircled by different types of climate and natural and cultural resources. Here we can have a look at a video that shows the tourism attractions in this location.
In the southwest of Japan, on the island of Kyushu, lies the Kunisaki Peninsula of Oita Prefecture. The Kunisaki Peninsula is shaped like an umbrella, with mountain ridges spiraling out from its center, a fascinating topography. As Japan's maritime gateway to Asia, Kunisaki was exposed to new ideas from early on. Kunisaki is a cradle of Shinto-Buddhist syncretism, and over the centuries, these two religions coexisted and blended.
Konnichiwa.
Hi, konnichiwa.
Here, you can see occurrences of this blending that are rare today.
This Okunoi main hall is very unique.
Okay.
Because you can see the syncretism of the Buddhist image and the Shintoism image together.
Over 1,000 handcrafted reservoirs, scenic paddy fields, shiitake mushrooms cultivated in the woods, and artisanal sawtooth charcoal that looks like a glowing chrysanthemum blossom as it burns are some of the reasons why Kunisaki has been designated a globally important agricultural heritage by UNESCO. From the mountains to the sea, the peninsula comprises a magnificent ecosystem. The diverse topography of Kunisaki offers cyclists invigorating rides across the peninsula as well as along the coast. Breathtaking views and outdoor art installations make these cycling experiences inspiring and unforgettable.
You could read all about this place, but nothing compares to seeing it for yourself.
The amazing view and the sunset today. But it's also a lot of fun to ride. Not that many cars and a good course. I enjoyed it.
By walking through these temples and shrines, you can really feel that people in here, they were preserving these places for more than 1,000 years. And it makes me really humble and appreciate who you are while you are traveling, and it feels very, very special.
There is more here than meets the eye.
To summarize some of the tourist statistics and geography, annually about 500,000 visitors will visit this location, with 85% being domestic. The local economy benefits from ecotourism business like guest house, local restaurants, and outdoor cultural and adventure tours. A steady increase in visitor numbers is driven by growing interest in ecotourism and the regional agricultural and cultural heritage. In 2018, relatively speaking, a survey has been conducted to investigate what are the key motivators for the people to visit this location. The most cited reason to visit is experience of Japanese culture. Following this is enjoying beautiful landscape. There are also other key factors such as eating Japanese food, enjoy walking, spa, hiking, and so on. Relatively speaking, the majority of foreign visitors from China, Korea, Taiwan, and other Asian countries. There are also a small number of African, European, and North American visitors. Regarding GIAHS in Kunisaki, Japan, it is designated in 2013, highlights its unique integration of agriculture, forestry, and water management. The region's traditional agricultural practices, such as shiitake mushroom farming, are central to its sustainability. However, the region faces challenges as well, including aging populations and the decline of traditional agricultural practices, which tourism initiatives have been developed to help mitigate. For Japan's tourism industry, this presents an opportunity to further cater to cultural and scenic experiences while considering expanding marketing strategies for North American and European tourists. To summarize the agricultural heritage, Kunisaki has a very unique agricultural and environmental system where numerous ponds called tamiyaki are key to resource circulation between mountains and the sea. These ponds, managed through centuries of traditional knowledge, serve as essential water management systems that support biodiversity and agricultural practices such as the shiitake mushroom farming and the cultivation of a special straw called shichitori for high-quality maize. Kunisaki's ecosystem is further enriched by the secondary forest of Kungi Oika, which retain groundwater, replenish soil, and sustain diverse species. These features are recognized as core landscape elements in the area's designation as a GIAHS. The tamiyaki ponds, oike forests, and agricultural practices create a sustainable relationship between different elements in the natural and social conditions, highlighting Kunisaki's global significance in eco-friendly agriculture. Since being designated a globally important agricultural heritage system, specific initiatives have been implemented based on the local policies created by the Forestry and Agricultural Project Plan. During this time, The government and related organizations have cooperated to implement various projects based on this GIAHS as a pillar of development. The aim is to revitalize the region by utilizing the GIAHS framework and brand in creating visitor attractions and increasing the number of visitations. So Toyama concept. This is relatively similar to the GIAHS framework, but with a strong traditional Japanese flavor. It is a Japanese way of life that promotes harmony between rural communities and their natural environment. This balance helps produce food while conserving habitat for endangered wildlife. Satayama refers to social-ecological landscapes shaped by sustainable human interaction. For example, in GIAHS site like CDO, rice cultivation supports the endangered Japanese crested ibis fish. Traditional practices such as controlled burning and mulching preserve biodiversity. However, depopulation and the decline of these practices are threatening the region's biodiversity conservation effort. Summarize Kunisaki's tourism potential. In summary, this includes natural tourism, including mountain photography, GIAHS practice, eco and agricultural tourism, including local homestay, guest house, outdoor adventure tours, visiting shiitake mushroom farm, or doing agricultural activities. There is also Oita Agricultural Heritage Museum that showcasing the agricultural practices and the cultural and historical elements. Remnants of farming villages with the first rice farming communities dating back to some 18,000 years have been found in the river valley. Another one is cultural tourism. Visitors would visit temples, events, festivals, and religious traditions, including such as the Rokugo Maison attract quite a lot of visitors. Key heritage and festivals include the Rokugo Maison Festival, include Shujuni, 1,200-year-old festival to drive away evil spirits. Kibasu Odori celebrates prosperity and health. Shrine, a UNESCO World Heritage recognized temple blending Shinto and Buddhist condition. Kisuki Samurai residents preserved Samura homes offering historical insights. Futagoji Temple, over 1,300 years old, a center of Rokugo Maison culture. About the value-added agricultural products, meticulous and attentive management of Sato's oak forest produces high-quality log, resulting in high-quality shiitake mushroom. There are also small-scale logwood growers. It is essential for the community to work together to stabilize management, strengthening the production base, improve quality, reduce cost. With regard to the sustainable traditional shiitake cultivation techniques, the local government also supports shiitake farmers through various initiatives such as subsidies for efficient shiitake production, incentives for young farmers and entrepreneurs, and training courses for agricultural instructors. This is the picture showing shiitake mushroom grow in the forest. With regard to ecotourism related business, there are quite a few types. Mainly are the local guest houses and farms. These are family-owned eco-lodges offering immersive cultural experience, farm stay, and organic food. There are also visitation to shiitake mushroom farms. Those places offer tours and interactive experiences on sustainable farming practices. Outdoor adventure businesses will provide hiking, nature walks, and bird watching in productive natural areas led by local tour guides. There are also marine activities, including kayaking and fishing tours, highlighting the region's rich coastal ecotourism. There are also some kind of planting festival, folklore, as well as local craft making, agricultural experiencing tours that can be provided to visitors. This picture shows on the volcanic island of Himishima, which is renowned for local landscape. Visitors can see a variety of geological layers and volcanic landforms, which is interesting as an agricultural landscape as well as leisuring and walking sightseeing. Let's now look at a SWOT analysis of Kunisaki's agricultural tourism. The region's strengths include its natural resources, cultural and heritage assets, and a high level of tourist satisfactions. However, there are also some weaknesses and threats. Weaknesses include seasonalities and population decline. Opportunities lie in growing international interest in ecotourism and the gaining of the GIAHS status, while threats include environmental degradation and competition from some other regions. There is also an issue with the limited infrastructure, including public transport options, a very minimum that could affect accessibility. To ensure sustainable tourism in Kunisaki continuously and beneficial to society, we propose several recommendations. Improving infrastructure, such as eco-friendly public transport, EV cars, and so on, and charger places, will make the region more accessible. Engaging the local community in more tourism activities and promoting the traditional way of life. Tourists are also encouraged to use eco-friendly infrastructure, including local homestay business, and participate in eco-friendly farming activities, and participating in educational tours and activities. Strategies regarding local communities and the government, they could develop community-led ecotourism business, give them different kind of support and financial support as well. Collaborate with different regions and their local governments, even from foreign source countries. On the other hand, government and policymakers can develop more encouraging policies and sustainable tourist development. This could include mandating eco-friendly infrastructure, such as a hotel, renewable energy use, and offering incentive and coding and grading for tourism business in order to reduce their environmental impacts. There is also possibility to develop regional sustainable credentials using sustainable branding and marketing campaigns that emphasize the region's natural beauty, agricultural heritage. Regarding business and tour operators, they could do different things and help and contribute to this initiative, including adopting sustainable practice such as reducing energy consumption and waste, offer eco-friendly packages, including tour packages that focus on natural conservation, cultural education, and low-impact activities. Tourists can be also educated through those local tours and operation, local ecosystems information, cultural practices, and the importance of sustainable tourism. Finally, minimizing economic leakage, ensuring that as much revenue as possible stay within the local community by working directly with local suppliers and partners instead of relying on external or large corporations. Final aspect comes from academia, NGO, and tourists' feedback and data collection. This can be done through conducting research and share findings NGOs can help implement and promote these fundings. NGO can also launch campaigns that raise awareness of sustainable tourism practices among both tourists and the industry. Tourist feedback and data collection should be maintained very closely. This can be done through encouraging more feedback loops from both tourists and businesses and benefit the future development through this feedback system, as well as sharing the experiences and suggestions for improvement and developing future strategies. So here are some of the keywords we have studied for today, including sustainable tourism, ecotourism, agri-tourism, agroecology, coral heritage, SWOT analysis, GIAHS, and in particular a Toyama concept, which is similar to GIAHS in the term of Japanese language. So sustainable tourism development is achievable through strategic focus on preserving the environment while expanding tourism capacity. Kunisaki ecotourism is a very good ecological model that demonstrates how cultural heritage and natural beauty can drive responsible tourism. The SWOT analysis become very concrete and showing a specific picture what can be done and what advantage that can be utilized by the local community. Kunisaki Peninsula holds a significant potential for tourism development. By leveraging its unique cultural and natural assets, Kunisaki can expand its ecotourism offering while preserving its environment. The next step could be focusing on improving infrastructure, branding, broad marketing, and also probably collaboration and partnership. That's it for today. For your reference, here are some key resources and reports used in this presentation. These include some of the official tourism statistics from a local community, and you could explore these resources further to deepen your understanding of tourism development and sustainable practices. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this session, and don't forget to click the subscription button for more interesting topics to come. See you soon.